Hey, it's Lindsey Baker with Action Hour, and today we're joined by one of the most dynamic figures in plant-powered fitness, Coach Korin Sutton. You've seen him across TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and even on UnchainedTV, and of course his Body HD fitness platform, where he's known as a fat loss expert who gets real results. And when he's not coaching, he's literally a superhero, volunteering with animal heroes to inspire and protect animals. So get ready for an inspiring, high-energy conversation about strength, compassion, and plant-based power.
How did you get into sports? How did you get into bodybuilding?
I was always outside running, doing things, very active child. I grew up in the age with video games, but my mom was the type that was like, yo, you can't sit here, play video games outside. You have to go outside, and do something, figure something out, use your imagination. So I was just always someone who was always active and just always involved in sports.
As an athlete, when you became vegan, we can even just say as an athlete, did you notice a change?
Yeah, I mean, through physical training and stuff like that, I noticed some differences because at that time I was in my mid-20s. I just finished doing military. I think I was still in the Navy Reserves at the time, and I was gaining weight because from going to the Marine Corps fully active service and then going into the Navy Reserves, which is more part-time, I wasn't as active like I used to be. So I was putting on the weight, and I was eating the same way, but just putting on weight. So definitely by going more plant-based, that's when I started dropping weight. And that was easy because I was just eating more, nutrient-dense foods, more foods that's lower in calories. I wasn't eating out all the time. I was eating at home. So by default, I definitely put myself in a calorie deficit by doing so. But I was always active. So it was just like, because I was still going to the gym, still doing cardio, not as active as being in the Marine Corps, just eating a plant-based diet definitely helped me to drop weight easily. That you can build muscle with plants, because I didn't lose any muscle and I felt better. So I went with the sport, and then moving forward, 13 years later, I became a three-time pro. I only like saying vegan bodybuilder because, it's not like I'm going against vegans, but like a 3-time pro bodybuilder in 3 different bodybuilding federations, won over 30 plus different shows within 13. Well, within not even 13, it was like 11 years. Yeah. Within 11 years, competing in bodybuilding. So you can see like
all your medals and everything.
All the medals, yeah. So and it's a lot. It's a lot, like, because even back, like, there's rows, like you can't really see it, but
I can
like,
see the density of it under. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
But how do you respond when people say, "Oh, I got to get my protein"?
Well, majority of my clients are individuals who's trying to lose body fat, not so much trying to build muscle. And I don't really get the question of the protein question. Most people are looking to, most people like, some people want to build muscle. I mean, that's always part of it. But what I really specialize in, because people don't look at me as a bodybuilder, they look at me as a nutritionist mostly. And so when people come to me, they're coming to me with bigger issues, like people with type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol. They want to optimize their blood work. So the bodybuilding is just a front for what I do, but people don't come to me because they want to do bodybuilding. I have a very few people to do that, but majority of the people that come with me is really want to learn how to have a more balanced diet. And that's where I really come into, because I have a degree in exercise science and physiology. So it's not like I'm just some guy who lifts weights and just win trophies. Like, that's just the physical part of it. But most people come to me of the educational and the professionalism that I bring to the table.
I know that Gary Yourofsky is one of the people that inspired you, and it's great to see he's back on the trail again. Just talk about that a little, how he inspired you, if you would.
Absolutely. So this is probably like about 14 years ago. and I was in school at the time. He came into my classroom to talk about persuasive speaking. Like he was supposed to be an example, a prime example of persuasive speaking, because I was in a public speaking course. So when he came in, he definitely persuaded me. He had a lot of good debatable topics that he talked about. He gave pretty good reasons. And I was like, you know what? I like what he says. So, let's try it out, because he talked about the ethical reasons, the health and medical reasons why you should go more plant-based, environmental reasons as well. And it was the first time I actually heard someone talk about a plant-based diet in that particular way, especially when it came to animals. And for me personally, because I served in the military, I did about 4 years fully active in the United States Marine Corps, another 4 years in the U.S. Navy Reserves, and also deployed to Operational Iraqi Freedom 3 and 4. From that experience of war, I saw like how animals were being treated, and how I took it in was just another life being that wanted to live. So for me, I was just like, man, like these animals are sentient beings. Like they just want to live. I can't believe we treat these animals this way. It's horrible. So for me, I was like, you know what? How hard is it to try a plant-based diet? How hard is it to just eat more vegetables, right? So from that point on, that's when I transitioned. Like first I went pescatarian. That's the first lifestyle I tried. And I started seeing tons of benefits from it. I was surviving, I was thriving. Everything was feeling good, looking good. And then since I was only getting some of my protein from marine animals and everything else was plant-based, I was like, well, I've been doing this for a few months. I still feel good. I'm not starving. I don't have any type of health related issues. Let's try 100% plant-based. And and then from 13 years forward till now, I just been continuing with it.
Absolutely. And it does amazing things for the planet. I wanted to ask you this question that does come up for vegans, since you are a fat loss specialist. Some people go, well, vegan food is fattening. And we may have touched on it, but let's go a little deeper into that. Yeah.
So vegan food isn't fattening. I always say, when it comes down to labelings, like everyone uses labels on diets, it's not the diet. And a lot of people get misconstrued from that because of social media and health gurus that uses diets as their identity. Right. So, and I don't use it as my identity, maybe in the past I have, but I stopped because it's just, it leads people, it gives people wrong information and a wrong ideology on what they look at when they see you. And then when something wrong happens, everyone's ready to criticize you, So I stopped using it as an identity and start just being more transparent. You could eat too much of a good thing and still be overweight, where it's bad, because that's where a lot of health related problems are going to happen. And then you have to kind of look at it from a comparison, like it's relative, right? So it's like the person who's overweight, who eats junk food, versus the guy who eats healthy, who's overweight. If from a relative perspective, yeah, the guy who's eating junk food, who's overweight, probably will die faster than the guy who's eating healthy, who's overweight. But then the guy who's eating healthy, overweight, versus the guy who's unhealthy but works out a lot and has a good low body fat percentage, good chance that the guy who works out and have a low body fat percentage and don't eat as well might outlive the guy who's overweight, who eats healthy and doesn't work out. It's all relative. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so what I always say is that you don't want to be this relative perspective. Just eat well, work out, and be at a healthy body fat. So you check all the boxes, and then you'll more likely will live longer than majority of Americans.
I talked to you last time about all the new nutrients. I see in your room, actually behind you there, that room that you're in, some nutrients, etc. Can you talk a little bit about what you think about biohacking? Everyone's talking about NAD levels, all these different things, senescent cells.
When it comes down to biohacking, right? It has a place, but it really goes along to what I said already. The diet and what you do, what you consume, and everything that you do, those are the main things that's going to help. The problem is that we have too many people who's promoting this biohacking, and they're still not focused on the things that's most important, which is the nutrition. Nutrition plays 80%, okay, when it comes to health. After that is the exercise. Anything else beyond that, these are just extra things that can help. It's like add-ons. It's like supplements, right? Like, it's one of the reasons I don't push supplements a lot. I don't even talk about it a lot on my own page. I'm sponsored by them, but I don't really push it too much because it's not the holy grail. Like, I could literally throw all this supplements away. I could take everything away, and my health markers will still be good. You know, because it's the food and the exercise that I do. That's the main part. When the supplements come into play, it's because I'm optimizing. I'm trying to go above and beyond. It's like taking HRT or like, you know, medical HRT or hormone and peptides, things like that, because that's also falls into place of the biohacking as well. It's like, if you want to take that, but you're not doing the most important part, you're not doing any true benefits, because people think if you take peptides and HRT, you're magically going to look jacked and ripped. That's not the case. You still have to work out and eat healthy.
Yeah.
Because when you're taking some of that stuff and you're not working out, you can accelerate some things, some health related diseases. So when it comes to biohacking, it doesn't mean that, you know, you're doing anything. And some of this stuff is expensive. Really? And people like to spend, and people think if they spend the money, is actually going to help them better. Like, it's going to be a night and day.
Problem.
Yeah, and that's only because the society we live in. You know, we live in a consumer society. But the only thing people don't understand when it comes to health and fitness is the only thing that you have to actually do the work. Like that's where people don't understand. It's like, even when people pay me, I'm like, you could buy my program and stuff, whatever. It's expensive. I understand that, but I give you all the tools that you need. But it's the only thing that you'll buy that you actually have to do it yourself. I can't force you to do it, you know? And that's what I tell a lot of my students. I can't force you. I could just try to help you. I could talk to you. I can motivate you. I can lead you in the right direction, but I'm not going to take the food and put it in your mouth, man. You know, I'm not going to take the dumbbell and lift your arm. Like, you have to do it.
Right. That's my next question I was going to ask you. You have a military background. You have learned discipline. But for people just getting started that don't have that training, what do you do? What do you tell your coaching? Sorry, let me say that again. They're called your clients. What do you tell your clients?
I mean, first they have to understand their why. You know, you have to really truly understand your why. You have to have a why, because if you're just like, I want to lose weight, I always tell people that you don't get what you want, you know, and they say, what do you mean? I'm like, you don't get what you want. Everyone wants something. I want $1 million, you know, but I'm not going to get it. You only get what you must have. See, that's the only way you're going to get what you want, because you must have it. And that's why.
Are you talking about having Are you talking about so you have to have a real strong burning desire, or?
Yeah, you have to have a strong burning desire. It's not about motivation. It's about you need to have it. You must have it. Because it's like, for example, if there's a Gucci purse that you really like and you're like, man, I really want it. You're going to find a way to get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with your health and fitness. It's like, if I have high cholesterol and I'm 50 something years old, I have 2 kids who's 13 years old, and the doctor's telling me like, bro, if you continue eating this way, like you're not going to live past like 2030. After that, the motivation is right there. If it's not, no problem. You know, because that means you don't value your life that much.
Yeah,
and you need some serious mental health, because and I always say that the individual is selfish because they're only worrying about themselves. They're not worrying about the other people that they can affect. Mm-hmm. So when it comes down to it, it's like you must have it. So because I do sales calls every single day. And when it comes to these calls, this is part of it. Like, oh, can you motivate me? I'm like, I can't motivate you. You have to sell yourself. In a sales call, I'm not selling them. They're selling themselves to me. It's reverse psychology. They're telling me what they need to do, and I'm telling them why they need to do it and how I can help them. That's it. And after that, it's their decision. I just put it in a way where they convince themselves. It's not manipulation at all, because I just put it in a spotlight that they see that they must have it. And I show them a class, like everything I'm talking about. This is some of the things I have a class, which is a prerequisite before even talking to me, that they have to watch. And this is what I tell them. I'm like, you must have it. You don't get what you want. Your why is the most important. You must want, you don't get what you want. You get what you must have. So when it comes down to a disease or you got some type of issue or something like that, they do it. That's why I tell you, I don't work with younger people, because younger people whys aren't strong enough. I want to get a 6-pack, but they don't want it. They don't want it. That's why they're not willing to put down the money. But someone who's like, I have 2 kids, I have heart disease. I've worked for, all my life. I always put myself first before others. And now the doctor's telling me that I only got 5 years to live. If not, this is going to happen to me. Or I have type 2 diabetes. They're going to put me on medications. I'm lethargic. And a lot of the whys are strong when they talk to me. They're like, I want to be there for my kids. I want to be active. I don't want to be the dad who can't play with their kids. I just got my wife pregnant, or I want to have sex with my wife. My libido's down. I can't even have sex with my wife. Like, this is serious issues. This is why they work with it. And it's like, I'm not even laughing because it's serious. It's like, this is what they want. And I'm like, and when they tell me this, I'm like, all right. So, I mean, how important is it for you to do this from a scale of 1 to 10? And they're like, if they're saying like it's a 10, they're ready to go. And they're going to be the best students. They get the best results. There's no convincing. There's no like, oh, I need to think about it. They just do it. They just want to make sure they're with the right guy or the right person that's going to put them into the right place, that they're going to get results. That's the only thing they want to make sure. Yeah. They just want to make sure, hey, are you the right guy that can really help me there? Because I see your testimonials. I see your results. I see what you talk about. I just want to make sure you're really the right guy, because there's too many guys out there, young trainers who don't know what they're doing. They don't understand lifestyle. They don't understand how my life is. I'm busy all the time. They're creating workouts that doesn't even fit into my lifestyle. They create meal plans that I'm going to spend hours in the kitchen creating. It's all fake. It's not going to, like, I'm not 20 years old. I'm 40 with kids and a life. I need someone who's mature, who understands my lifestyle, and to integrate that into my lifestyle so I can get the results that I want. That's what they're looking for. That's the only thing they're looking for.
Exactly. Really excellent advice. I love that. And that you have all those awards that you have behind you to prove that what you're saying is absolutely true. And the way you talk about it is very convincing. You had mentioned last time about the book from Dr. Michael Greger, How Not to Age.
For me, I like him because he's the only doctor that actually goes in depth with the nutrition, and everything's backed up by scientific studies. So I definitely love all the books. It's something that I do highly recommend. I actually incorporate a lot of his knowledge into the meal plans, so it can all make sense. And then another doctor I actually like that I incorporate into my program is Dr. Brooke Goldner. She has the book called Goodbye Lupus. Goodbye Autoimmune Disease. And that's also incorporated into my program as well, because that's where she talks about hypernourishment. So she goes into detail about getting, to sum it up, pretty much more than you need to get more than enough vitamins and minerals into your body to, really reduce and eliminate diseases or chronic illnesses. So with that ideology, I was like, because she reversed her own chronic disease. So I was like, hey, man, like with that ideology, if I just do that in the first place, that it could be a great prevention to any type of chronic disease. And then if someone does have like arthritis or any type of other illnesses, it can definitely aid significantly when it comes to the reversal of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it just makes sense, because it's like, if you have arthritis, you have a lot of inflammation. So if you're getting a lot of vitamin C pumped into your body, that's going to help reduce a lot of inflammation. And then the only thing I've done is make sure I took that knowledge and create recipes that's more real, that people could eat, not just like these random bland bodybuilding meals that most people think, like tofu with broccoli, or like a Gardein chicken with a sweet potato, like nothing super bland, like real meals that people can actually have every single day, like French toast, pancakes, tofu scrambles, a whole bunch of stuff, things that's normal meals, things that they can eat with their family, but they're getting all the vitamins and minerals they actually need. So I take that knowledge and incorporate it all together, so it's more realistic, and people could actually feel the results.
Here's what I eat in a day as a vegan. I like having coffee first thing, and then after that, go work out, do my errands, and fast. The first meal of the day, breaking fast, is going to be my high protein pancakes. So this pancake has over 37 grams of protein, and then also my tofu scramble, which has over 49 grams of protein. So the next meal is my lunch. So I got some Thai food, I got some tofu with some white rice and mixed vegetables. The tofu, I usually use MyFitnessPal to estimate the protein, and this is about 30 grams of protein. This is my last meal, which is my Buddha bowl, which has rice and beans with some kidney beans, as well as some tofu, hummus, and sweet potatoes. It's about 60 grams of protein. I usually do this when I have no time to cook.
Speaking about recipes, I know you were on New Day, New Chef. What did you on that show? Was that
on New Day, New Chef? I did the tofu scramble.
Let's get cooking.
All right, so the first thing we're going to do is use some tofu, because it's really high in protein. All right, we're going to go ahead and just dump this in, and then we're going to use a potato smasher to smash it up.
Ooh.
All right.
Good. It's really how you cook tofu. A lot of people, the texture,
Yeah.
I love it a little crispy.
And this is firm tofu?
Extra firm tofu, yeah. With the extra firm, there's more protein in the firmness when it comes to the
And it tastes
tofu.
better.
Yeah, it tastes
I
better.
mean, we don't like soft tofu.
All right, now, your man over here, Ryan, is chopping away.
Yeah, he's chopping up some spinach because it's very high in vitamin A. And then what I'm going to do now is get some nutritional yeast. This is great for your B12. So a lot of people say that you can't get B12 on a vegan diet. Well, you're wrong, because this is a fortified food. So it's great for that.
And that tastes good.
Yeah, it's cheesy.
Really good.
Yeah, it gives it a good cheese taste. And then to also add some more color, we have some turmeric, which is a great anti-inflammatory. All right. So if you're someone who works out and you get a lot of pain in your joints, you know, you probably want to use some of this. Now we have here some garlic powder. All right.
My favorite.
Yeah, garlic always.
Italian. We use a lot of garlic.
Then we're going to go ahead and add some spinach in there.
This is really good.
right.
And we've all washed our hands.
Now, next is some mushrooms, all right? Good
All right.
in vitamin D, all right? So you can always get vitamin D from the sun, or if you can't, just get some mushrooms. And then we have some onions as well.
Wow, that's gorgeous. As you put all those beautiful plants into that dish, it looks gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And now our taste testers are going to judge how delicious it is. We have 3 cards. I can make it at home. I can make it in 10 minutes. Great for a party. What will the verdict be?
I know you work with Animal Heroes, formerly Animal Hero Kids with Susan Hargraves. Can you talk a little bit about that and why you're doing that?
Susan Hargreaves create these graphic novels, and it's pretty much what we do is we educate how to love animals and how to eat healthy, you know? So we go into different schools reading stories and dressed up as the characters, and then just teach kids about that, you know, really. That's all it is, really. It's just like just being more compassionate. So because like a lot of kids love animals, you know, they really love animals. They love superheroes. They love, you know, taking care of the planet. So, you know, we kind of just like put that in a storybook form and kind of show a little bit of what happens in the real world, but in a more kid-friendly way when it comes to just being kind. So, and that's pretty much it. You know, but the kids love it. They love the stories. They love the books, especially when we go into the schools and we read the stories. And we've seen kids in the organization make significant changes, not just saving animals, like actual real animals from a day to day, like a pet or a dog or a cat, but even as big of changing laws in their cities to protect like certain types of animals. Yeah. So we've seen stories like that. Like that's how effective this program is. So that's why I really enjoy it, because and that's why we call it Animal Heroes, because anyone can be a hero, and through the stories we're able to create real heroes. And you know, if a kid go to like a government office talking about like we should change the laws for protecting bears, it can be very effective.
Exactly.
You know?
That's very clever. That's very clever. I know that some of the memories I have from my childhood with superheroes, etc., they've been ingrained in me. I have remember them my whole life, and they're very important to me. So I know it's like that for all children. And like the other thing you just kind of touched on as well is like when the kids want it, the parents do it. You know, like the kids want vegan, want plant-based food, want to, you know, show kindness to animals. It affects what the parents are doing as well. So that's awesome. My last question is, how do people get in touch with you, and what is the best way to do that?
Absolutely. So if you want to get in touch with me, you can follow me on every platform, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and I think I already said Instagram. But you could just type in my name, Korin Sutton, and you'll find me there. And then my email address is korinsutton@bodyhdfitness.com, or at my website at bodyhdfitness.com.
From following you, there's so many wonderful recipes, especially on Instagram, where, I mean, probably everywhere, but where I follow you is Instagram. So many amazing recipes, tips. It makes so much sense what you talk about, and it's very entertaining on top of it. So everyone should be sure and follow you. And if interested in life-changing coaching, get in touch with you as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and we will talk to you again another